Dear participants, now just 10 o'clock and we should start our meeting, but let me little bit delay because we are waiting the representative of our Minister of Education. She is a very important umbrella for our project. Okay? Just after 5 minutes, she will be here. She is, maybe here, she may be here. So all the teams is complete. So let's start our activity. So working languages will be English, but if you want, we could use the Kazakh and the Russian languages. For you especially, we asked our interpreter to make translation, okay? So dear guests, participants, it's my pleasure to welcome you at Al-Farabi Kazakh National University. And first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Mukash Burkitbayev. I'm first vice rector of Al-Farabi Kazakh National University, and I'm one of the participant president of that project. So thank you for your finding the time and your commitments to sharing with us today the benefits of our project. I would like to tell you that we are very lucky because 10 days ago there was a minus 25 in Almaty. Now it's a really wonderful winter day. And I hope that we will spend these several days very fruitful for ourselves, for enjoy mutual activity. And I would like also great thanks to Shahzada Tazbulatova. She is coordinator of Erasmus Plus National Office in Kazakhstan. And anytime in any project, she is our main supporter and guidance. And also, let me introduce Reza Mindalieva. She is representative of Ministry of Education and Science of Kazakhstan. And as you know, it's very important that our minister have been involved to our project because after the finalize of the results, we should implement our output to all our higher educational institutes in Kazakhstan. And now she will be one of the key participants of our project and responsible for that action. Thank you. And of course, I'm very glad to see all our friends from Russia universities, especially from overseas universities. It's very important for us because the topic of our project is very essential for us. And I would like to mention that topics we are working under, it's a relatively new topic for universities of the Commonwealth independent states, because we start to think about how to make cooperation between industry and the university just after the collapse of the USSR. And you should know that we fully destroyed all our higher education landscape after that. And now we are growing on the base of landscape, which have been created by the support of Bologna process. And after that, it was possible to make extraordinary changes at the educational structure, policy, and everything. And in that cases, I would like to underline the support of European Union programs, especially, for example, Tempus programs. We have been to many Tempus projects, and with the support of European program and especially national coordinator, we had able to change structure, change curriculum, and we start to part at the academical exchange, mobility, and everything which is in the frame of Bologna process. And of course, it's very important to improve the capacity of the universities. And one of from that point, of course, on how to make university as a point for growing new economy based on the knowledge. And this is, from that point of view, it's very important to have a good collaboration with the industry. But how to do it without any experience? Of course, we start to our friends from overseas university, and thank you for your sharing your experience to our universities. And now we start to do our first step in that direction. And several meetings have been carried out at your university, at the University of Russia. And I hope that in the future we will reach the main goal of our project, and we will implement to the educational policies curriculum dealing with how to teach entrepreneurial skills, how to invite employers to our educational program, and then distributed our knowledge to the universities of Russia and Kazakhstan. So I'm very glad that you're here, because the first step of our meeting, I remember we was under the constructive criticized the first meeting, but now we put all the way to all the activity to the proper way, and I'm sure that we will reach success, but just if we will understand each other, and thus we will support each other, because we are working for one aims, for one future. So thank you very much. I hope that we will have a good discussion, and then we will, some of representatives make a presentation, what kind of activity have been done, and what I are going to do, and for our plans for the next meeting. So thank you very much. Let me give the floor to Shahzada. Да? Wanda? Oh, very sorry. I have a scenario. Let me give the floor to Rosa Mindalieva. She is from Minister of our Education and Science. Rosa.
Thank you very much. And let me, on behalf of Ministry of Education and Science of Ministry of the Republic of Kazakhstan, say welcome to Kazakhstan, to our colleagues from Spain, Greece, Hungary, and Russia. And today is, I think, it's a very great day, because the issue of developing and enhancing higher education institutions in prospects of developing entrepreneurial skills of our students and the future employability of our graduates, it's a very important question. So if I may, I will continue in Russia, because there is another... Им переводят, да? Нет, рабочий английский. Я могу предложить на английском, да? Они все говорят. Все. Все хорошо. Нет, если все говорят на английском, не проблема. So, as you know, higher education institutions faced many challenges, and environment are also changing. And today I would like to mention just a few points, like globalization, global competition, and Kazakhstan now facing, in our country, our country is very open now to work. So in our country, entering global companies with their high quality products. So our local business and our specialists should be ready for that and have to have skills, appropriate skills for that, to produce production with very high quality, and they should be compatible with world. Another issue that I would like to mention is developing of IT technology. IT technology has very great gives for us very great opportunity. However, as you probably know, world experience like Mitio Kaku, he said that we have to think about who could be future specialists, what kind of skills they have to have, and how we can develop them, and what kind of skills we have to focus now to make them ready for the future. And the third point that I would like to mention is, as you know, we have now new generation, and scientists call them millennials. And they're different from, for example, our generation. So they would like to express themselves. And as scientists says, they are not ready for that environment that we have now. And they would like to be very flexible. They would like to have freedom and in order to express themselves. So we have to consider all these issues and challenges, and we have to be ready for that. And I think that our joint cooperation in this project will give for us great result that we can then implement in our higher education institutions. And I hope that via this kind of projects, our countries in the future will prosper, and also we would like to have our partners all over the world, and to face these challenges, and to create our new generation to be ready for new era and future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rosa. It's very important for all the participants that Minister representative will be one of the key person in our project.
My specialty is project management, so I know how to deal. That's why
okay, thank you so much. So let me give the next floor to Shehzada Kazbulatova, National Coordinator of European the Erasmus Plus program.
Good morning, dear colleagues. On behalf of the National Office, Erasmus Plus Office in Kazakhstan, I would like also to welcome all the participants of this very important for our country, for its development project, which is aimed at enhancing cooperation between the world of labor and between the world of education. As Rosa has mentioned, this is really very important, and I agree that this is a great day because, as Lukasz Mrzabach has mentioned, the previous year was full of, developments, changes. Maybe this was the first part, any group, any activity goes through several stages. The first is storming, then norming. So I think that maybe last year was the storming period, but it provided very good results. And now I see that the team is full, consists of professional specialists, committed, responsible. And I would say that all the projects that are implemented with the involvement of these huge two universities, Kaznu and the Eurasian National University, are always enjoying full support, full institutional and policy support in our country, and we are proud that the projects are ongoing and completed well. Because in 2016 we had institutional monitoring visit by Yakia, also in the premises of this library, hosted by the Kazakh National University, named after Al-Farabi, and the results were also very good. Certainly, there were some lessons to learn, and I am happy, Mukash Murzabayevich, that Kazgu is learning from those lessons, that you have established that center to support international projects, and I am looking forward that this project would be a great success, because it builds on the previous project, which maybe the lessons from that project would also be learned and used and be based upon that Perseus famous project, which was the first one, connecting the world of labor and the world of education in Tempus 4. And now this is the second project with almost the same team. And welcome to our country again, Enrique. And I hope that using that knowledge, that experience, you will be able to, to contribute to the success of this project. Because really, our partner countries need exposure to the European experience, and we need that transfer of technology and of knowledge from our European colleagues. And we're very grateful to the European Commission, to the European community for this excellent opportunity. And this project also involves other universities. We are proud that RUDN is with us, and Ariel State University is with us, because out of 30 CBHE projects ongoing in Kazakhstan within the Erasmus Plus program, if not to consider those that were implemented in Tempus 4, we start with 2015. So from 2015, Kazakh universities are involved in 30 CBHE projects. And 1/3 at least of them involve Russian partners. So we are very happy to cooperate with them, because I hope this is a two-way road, that not only we learn from Europe, but also Europe learns from Russia and from Kazakhstan. And in Kazakhstan, the environment is very supportive. Thank you very much, Rauza, for coming here. So this is a structural project, and ministry took the obligation to participate in it. Nevertheless, thank you for coming. We know that ministry people are very busy at the moment, and when I contacted Badum Khatayevna, she told, no, we cannot. But nevertheless, they were able to delegate you. This is a structural project, and the involvement of the ministry is very important. So I hope that with the contribution of the ministry, the project will be successful, because there are several features that are innovative for our country. And one of the features that I appreciate most of all is that really we don't have some kind of benchmarking, how to measure the level of cooperation between the enterprises and the universities. And I hope that the team will be able to develop this kind of measuring instruments, tools, and will be able to disseminate this information, these tools among other universities. Thank you very much for your institutional support, first of all. You and the rector and the leadership and the dean of the faculty, also the new dean, Rima Sagievna. She used to be a member of our national team of higher education reform experts, and contributed also quite a lot to the modernization of higher education. So I see that the team is very professional, and Shopana Brazakovna is very experienced. She has been a coordinator of one very difficult, I would say, project, which was implemented also with some difficulties, and she has good experience in doing this. So I enjoy, because I'm happy to see such a professional team, such institutional support, both from the international department, because we see that, yes, Anar is sitting over there, very modest, very shy, but They are also doing quite a lot for the success of the projects. And I wish all the best to the project. Well, we have already had the first monitoring visit, which was, it was attended by Jose Gutierrez, head of department at the IACA. He was not very happy with the results, but now I can be proud, and that's why we came on intention that we have to be in contact with ongoing projects. So this is our role today. We are not monitoring, but nevertheless, we certainly observe, we collect information, and we are always happy when the project is ongoing well. When there is success, we never come here to see shortcomings. We never want to have the projects meet difficulties, challenges, and fail. No, we are always happy when the project is ongoing very well. And we are proud to disseminate that information to the IACA, to convey that information to IACA. And I'm looking forward to hearing good news, good developments, good achievements in your project. But your project will be monitored this year. So this is also some kind of preparation to that monitoring visit. So once more, good luck. Sorry, I didn't introduce our new staff member, Zhanat Biketovna. We are here together. She's a new staff member. She's deputy coordinator. And we are together here. So Rosa, for you as well. We introduced her through email to many partners. So for you to know, you can contact Zhanat as well anytime. So good luck and looking forward.
Thank you very much. Just some addition, Zhanat, she's from our university. This is very important. And it sounds very well when often listens one word, we are happy, we are happy. This is stimulated to work more better, much better. And of course, such kind of meeting we should use also for introducing with each university. And I'm sure that after that project, we will continue our activity together. And we would like to organize for you special campus tour, because it's very important to know what kind of infrastructure we have and what kind of laboratories, well-known laboratories, and what world-scale projects we have been involved. We will found during 2 days, we found the time to show it, okay? And now it's very important, please take your attention, because now will be very important presentation, reporting and ongoing implementation of the project agenda and outcomes for 18th year. It will be presented by the coordinator of that project. And the presentation will be in Russian, but with simultaneous translation into English. Okay? Simultaneously. Нет, ну, да. So let's start. Она будет быстро.
Добрый день, уважаемые коллеги. Ну, прежде чем презентовать свой доклад, я бы хотела поблагодарить Шайзаду Мурзаковну и Раузу Тимирбековну. Вот, это представители, как вы понимаете, министерства и нашего офиса Erasmus+. Вот, за их поддержку от всех участников проекта, я думаю, стоит поблагодарить вас, вот, что вы приняли участие и вот поддерживаете этот проект. Ну, обязанность, не обязанность, но большое спасибо вам.
First of all, I want to say thank you very much for supporting Ministry of Education, Rosa Mendeleeva, and thank you very much, Shayzada Murzakova. Thank you very much for supporting, for your working for us.
Несколько слов я хотела бы сказать, прежде чем... Несколько слов я хотела сказать о проекте. Это проект, который мы выиграли и подписали соглашение в 2018 году. Проект это координирует Казахский национальный университет. Срок проекта 36 месяцев и сумма гранта. Но это небольшая такая информация, все уже об этом знают, я так думаю.
I want to say about current activities and perspective of our working. And from this slide, you can see basic information about our project, information about start of project, budget project, and duration of project.
На следующем слайде перечислены наши партнеры. Значит, это 4 страны программы и 10 партнеров, это страны-партнеры. Ну, это тоже чисто для информации, да.
The following slide lists the members of the project consortium, and you know this information, I think.
Цель нашего проекта, как вы все знаете, это улучшить сотрудничество бизнеса и вузов в странах консорциума, изменив парадигму образования в соответствии с требованиями Болонского процесса. Вот для достижения этой цели мы с вами разработали пакет рабочего плана, вот, который вот дальше я бы хотела бы по каждому пакету немножко остановиться и сразу сказать, что сделано, и какие перспективы, что собираемся делать.
You know that the basic aim of this project improves the cooperation, or I think collaboration of business university in the countries of the consortium according to the requirement of Bologna process. And to achieve to this goal, we need to complete the project tasks according to our work plan.
Что мы ожидаем от этого проекта в итоге? Это система сотрудничества бизнеса и вуза, именно на улучшение коммуникации предприятия и системы образования. Целевые группы проекта – это студенты, наше деловое сообщество, вузы и министерства стран-партнеров. Министерство образования, извините.
Okay. As you know, the basic outcomes of project, the system of business higher education institution corporations, and target group of this project are students, business community, higher education institutions, and of course, Ministry of Education of partners countries.
Ну, вот наш первый проект подготовка, на самом деле он фактически завершен. За этот рабочий проект отвечали 3 вуза, это Ницца, РУДН и Казну. Вот, период был реализации с апреля по январь 2018 года. В принципе, что мы сделали? Во-первых, по первой активности был проведен опрос, анализ с помощью этих вопросников. Также был проведен опрос студентов и работодателей. По результатам этих опросов был составлен отчет по анализу рынка России и Казахстана, и опрос показал современные потребности реального бизнеса и проблемы подготовки именно для университетского образования. Это то, что мы подготовили.
What about work project preparation 1? As you know, first point 1.1 carrying out of up-to-date business requirement analysis at the markets in consortium countries, work in Samara universities, and short peer-to-peer leading of partner countries, the work in Al-Farabi National University, and now we have analysis of market in countries in Eurasian countries, yes, in Eurasian countries. Survey students and employers was held last year, as you know, and we prepared brief issues about this activity.
А следующая активность – это было короткое одноранговое обучение с странам-партнерам. Преподавательский состав вузов России и Казахстана съездили в университеты Венгрии, университет Сапрон, в университет Сантьяго де Компостела, Испания, и в университет Ницца София Антиполис, Франция. Это у нас был период с ноября по декабрь. Единственное, что вот именно по этой активности у нас получилась небольшая задержка. Это было связано с оплатой и, соответственно, с подписанными договорами. Но это вы все знаете. Поэтому эту активность мы выполнили, но отчет по этой активности как раз мы делали в январе. Ну, немножко на месяц задержка была. А от каждого вуза было по 2 человека, как запланировано.
Okay, according to the activity 1.2, you know, we training was conducted for staff from Kazakh and Russian partners to French and Spain university. And during this period, this time, we explored experience of European universities, prepared brief analysis, and ready to implement, I think, it to Kazakh and Russian universities. But you know, maybe that we had problems with our budget, with our financing, and we lost. But this activity is ready, and I think we can implement it now.
Там часть, да, вот по вот этим активностям сотрудники подготовили каждая часть своего доклада, и мы эти отчеты разместили на сайте нашего проекта.
Information about this activity you can see in our website.
По активности 1.3 это подготовка именно совместного доклада о общем обзоре опыта сотрудничества бизнеса и вуза. В данном случае в планах мы указывали именно выполнение активности в октябре. Я вот про эту активность и говорила, но мы ее не могли выполнить. Почему? Потому что поездка была гораздо позже. Этот доклад уже готов, его осталось согласовать с вузами партнеров с Евросоюза. Вот. И мы предлагаем на нашем координационном совещании может внести какое-то такое предложение, что продлить срок этой активности до конца марта. То есть реальный срок, когда мы согласуем этот отчет с партнерами Евросоюза.
Joint report about its experience is ready. Earlier we mentioned that this activity is to be finished to October last year, but we had problems with budgets. Then this activity will be finished till to end of March, I think, yes. And so we should discuss it today. If you have some suggestions, please, we are ready to exchange something.
Ой. Следующий пакет тоже подготовка. По этому пакету у нас отвечают 2 вуза, вуз Ниццы и Сантьяго де Компостела. Это активность, по первой активности, эта активность, она продолжающая. Нужно было экспериментальный тестовый прогон сделать. По поводу этой активности более подробно уже расскажет координатор ЕНУ. У них есть доклад во второй половине именно по вот этой активности, какие мы планируем мероприятия, как это мы будем тестировать, что мы, ну, в общем, видение. И нужно будет согласовать по вот этому вопросу решение какое-то принять.
What about work package preparation? You know that experimental test run of different configurations of the system elements in partner countries, higher education institutions with the partners from companies and business associations. We will speak about it today, and our colleague from Eurasian National University will speak about it today.
По второй активности, эта активность тоже она текущая, заканчивается в августе этого года. За нее у нас отвечает «Орел». Вот. И эту активность на данный момент идет обсуждение в вузах-партнерах о стандартах в системе сотрудничества. По окончанию будет издан сборник материалов для вузов, где будет указан общий совместный опыт Евросоюза и наши предложения практического применения этих инструментов. На самом деле это является целью вот именно конкретно этой задачи. Для нас это потребует формирования различных методов, то, что мы изучили в Евросоюзе, да, и выполнение однолетнего тестового прогона в каждом вузе для того, чтобы проверить эффективность этого метода.
According to the requirements of our project, the duration for this activity was from October last year till January this year, and the analysis is ready now. But we should implement results of this working to our universities, and we will speak about it today too.
Ну, это фотографии наших участников в проекте. Так, это немножко не туда попало. По третьему пакету, тоже у нас пакет preparation, значит, активность первая – это аналитическое исследование по эталонному национальному законодательству, отвечает в данном, то есть весь пакет курирует Венгрия, университет Сапрона, да? Вот. А выполнение, значит, первая активность – это Казну, и вторая активность – это РУДН. По данному проекту сроки были с октября по январь. Но в связи с тем, что тренинги по обмену были перенесены на декабрь, отчеты данные по данной именно активности пока не готовы, точно так же, потому что нужно было изучить опыт, а потом уже сделать анализ рынка. Предлагаем тоже рассмотреть сроки. В странах-партнерах университета проводится уже анализ по российскому и казахскому законодательству. Определяются ограничения, которые налагаются, или препятствия для того, чтобы реализовать наши методы, которые мы хотели бы. Результаты будут использоваться при формировании рекомендаций, предназначенных для министерства. То есть это вот на стадии завершения. Это две активности.
What about work package preparation 3 and activity 3.1 and activity 3.2? We have two problems with duration for finish this activities. Now this working is not complete, and we should discuss it today. But we, you know, that we have different legislation in Kazakh and in Russian countries. So we're ready to discuss it today and finish this activity maybe in May, till end of March, I think.
Следующий пакет развития. За данный пакет у нас отвечают Сантьяго де Компостела и Афинский университет. Значит, в этом году тут 3 активности запланированы на 2019 год, так как это пакет, понимаете, развития, да? А вот одна активность, она именно рассчитана на 2018 год. Мы в 2018 году до мая месяца в странах-партнерах должны открыть центры предпринимательства. За данную активность отвечает Казну. Вот. Эти центры будут выступать в качестве важнейшего элемента системы, будут оказывать поддержку всем проектам предприятий, университетов, и также будут направлены на развитие вот практических компетенций учащихся. По данной, ну, я уже сказала, по данному по данной активности во второй половине выступит представитель наш и скажет именно положение, что мы предлагаем на ваше рассмотрение, как создавать эти центры.
What about work package development form? You know that according to the aim of our project, according to the requirement of our project, we should organize centers of entrepreneurship in each partner's university. So it's a very difficult object for our university, but we try to do it. And about it will speak our colleagues from Kazakh National University after 30 minutes, I think. Okay.
Следующий пакет у нас план качества. За этот пакет у нас отвечает НИЦА. Действительно, Вирджиния Одо подготовила все документы по качеству, она разместила их на сайте. Вот. И по этой активности у нас вот два, те, которые, один завершенная активность и одна у нас текущая. Да? Первая активность, она завершена. Мы создали руководящий комитет по стратегическому управлению, как вы знаете, это на кик-офф-митинге. Вот. На нем же было рассмотрено и бюджет, и финансирование, и так далее. И следующее у нас вот регулярный мониторинг, как вы знаете. В этом случае мы провели серию видеоконференций с российскими, казахстанскими партнерами, которыми мы обсуждали текущие вопросы проекта. Было подписано соглашение, как вы знаете, но это мы смогли сделать осенью 2017 года, и поэтому так получилось, что мы деньги перечислили немножко позже. Вот. А так по регулярному проекту, по регулярной мониторингу у нас вроде как все нормально идет.
Work package quality plan 5. We should have community on strategic management. This activity was finished in May last year. You know that series of video conferences were held with Russian and Kazakh partners about monitoring of the project. I mean 5.4 activity. You know that was signed a partner agreement in autumn last year. So finishing of this working was last. Then we explained because we had problems with budget.
Следующий пакет у нас распространение и эксплуатация. Ну, мы с первого же дня проекта начали работать над этим проектом, над этим пакетом. За данный пакет у нас отвечает греческий университет и университет Венгрии. Вот первая активность. Мы действительно разработали и создали сайт, который сопровождает проект. Он сайт на 3 языках. Контент состоит из разделов новости, видеогалерея, фотогалерея, основные меню в проекте. То есть все отчеты, все какие-то изменения в проекте мы выставляем на этом сайте. И, можно сказать.
Work package dissimulation exportation 6. Thank you. You know that we develop a website with information about our project, and content of this website includes news, video gallery, and information about project. About results of this activity will say colleagues from Friendship University of Russia.
Следующая активность – университетский бизнес-семинар, презентации, позитивной практики. По данной активности в каждом вузе партнеры были проведены свои семинары с бизнес-компаниями. И по результатам этих семинаров 9 февраля РУДН провел общий вебинар. В результате этого вебинара во второй половине уже тоже доложат представители РУДН.
About activity 6.2, University Business Webinar, People's Friendship University of Russia organizes special webinar about this activity, and we'll speak about it today.
Следующий у нас пакет тоже распространение и эксплуатация. За него у нас отвечает университет Ницца и университет Сантьяго-де-Компостела. Это первая активность, это подготовка учебно-административного персонала, управленческого персонала по внедрению этого. После выбора методов сотрудничества, то, что мы сейчас это формата на российских, казахстанских рынках, вот, и по результатам экспериментального тестового прогона опять представители вузов-партнеров съездят уже на более длительное обучение по конкретному методу в вузы, и одновременно административный персонал изучит именно процессуальную, оценочную документацию, вот, поддержку этих методов.
You know that according to the requirement of our project, we should train the administrative staff, I think, for 2 weeks to implement of a secured business higher educational institution cooperations in study process. We plan it and should discuss it today.
Мы планируем... ты сказал, да? Да, хорошо. Следующая активность – это организация сети выпускников. Это тоже распространение вот, для каждой страны партнеров для обратной связи. В этом одним, ну, это понятно, эта обратная связь будет использоваться благодаря постоянному участию выпускников в управлении и размещении. Дело в том, что мы собираемся делать портал, я по нему чуть-чуть попозже скажу, как выпускники будут, вот, как эта обратная связь будет налаживаться.
Okay, what about feedback? This activity will include following parts. The first part is participation of alumni in management. The second part, promotion of alumni mentoring. The next part, masterclass and seminars with will implement to study process, and we will speak about it today too.
А следующая активность, за нее вот отвечают Казну и РУДН, это будет портал, интернет-портал, который будет объединять российские и казахстанские вузы. Вот здесь дальше я бы хотела просто схематически показать, как мы видим этот портал, и на обсуждение. Почему? Потому что мы его уже должны разрабатывать и запускать, то есть уже период такой.
As you know, we should develop a special web portal with information about results of our project. And now I want to show you basic objectives for this portal, basic structure of this portal. If you have suggestions for it, please, we are open for changing something.
Это вот так. Это наше видение. Цель этого будет портала – это поддержка формирования кадрового потенциала, именно специалистов из числа студентов и выпускников вуза. И объективная оценка их на рынке труда в соответствии с интеллектуальными требованиями.
From this slide, you can see a basic purpose of the portal. If you agree with it, it's well good. But if you have a suggestion, maybe something, maybe you want something add, we're ready to change it.
Что? Возможности этого портала, как мы видим, значит, во-первых, это должны быть вакансии размещены, ориентированы именно на молодых специалистов. Должно быть живое резюме студента с данными об его успеваемости, именно по профильным предметам, актуальные рекомендации с места учебы для повышения конкурентоспособности. Должен быть союз работодателей, онлайн-ярмарки вакансий, вот ориентированные какие-то вакансии и оценка наших образовательных программ. Это вот как обратная связь.
What about structure of this portal and portal futures? I think that will be good if portal will includes information about vacancy with the guarantee focused on young professionals, maybe brief resume, maybe employer university union, and so on, of course, with the target information for alumni, for students, and so on.
Ой. Вот. Сама модель портала, она выглядит таким образом, что соединяет, во-первых, работодателей, студентов, и, соответственно, госорганы, эксперты и вот выпускников наших. И здесь вот написано, что там будет включать в каждом разделе. То есть вот у работодателей это размещение вакансий, заявление на практику, оценка подготовки студентов, оценка образовательной программы, экспертное их мнение, рекомендации с их профессиональным знанием, поиск резюме и поиск научных кадров. Вот приблизительно вот такая схема, и мы ее предлагаем вам на рассмотрение. В дальнейшем мы обсудим. Если такой вариант устраивает, то мы к этому порталу уже начинаем приступать, реализовывать.
Now we suggest for this platform next information, for example, information for employers, for students, with key points, which you can see from this slide, and we're ready to discuss it, and we should discuss it today, and please, we are ready to change something. Maybe you don't agree with some part of this platform. So it's information we'll discuss today.
Ну, все, спасибо за внимание. В принципе, я по всем пакетам прошлась, наши, ну, по ходу сразу, и что мы сделали, и что нам предстоит сделать, это вот на следующий год. Все, спасибо за внимание.
Thank you very much for your attention. It was brief information about our activities, about part of our working, and perspective to next working.
Shulpan, thank you very much for your overview of our project, and now the question and the answer and the discussions, because it's the key presentation. Now, Justin.
Будет? Будет, да, будет.
But before that, maybe they have a question for Shulpan.
У вас презентацию надо было загрузить, да? Или как?
Or you want listen to the next presentation and then discuss together? Да? Okay, let's start the presentation.
Раз. Добрый день, уважаемые дамы и господа. Меня зовут Думан Урбаев. Я представляю, здесь я представитель бизнеса. Я так понимаю, нужен английский язык, да, для гостей? Да? Ну, я по возможности попытаюсь тогда как-то разделять. Hi, my name is Duman Urbaev. I represent the Al-Sakhr Finance Joint Stock Company, which is one of the pioneer in Kazakhstan for Islamic finance. Я, значит, управляющий директор компании Al-Sakhr Finance, одна из, ну, можно сказать, старейших компаний в Казахстане, представляющая услуги по такому новому тренду, как исламские финансы. If to say a little about history of Islamic finance in Kazakhstan, I would like to say that in the first official law was put in force in 2009. There was a law about Islamic banking and Islamic finance in Kazakhstan. So since then, the Islamic finance now is official in Kazakhstan and taking place actively, growing. As a result, we have several banks and several more Islamic institutions. They are now being converted from conventional into Islamic one. Я хотел сказать, что в 2009 году в Казахстане был официально принят закон, значит, об исламских банках и банковской деятельности, исламских финансовых организаций. И вот с тех пор активно на рынке Казахстана, на финансовом рынке Казахстана развивается этот сегмент, этот сектор. Вот, и мы одни из представителей. We can say now that there's at least 2 Islamic banks functioning in Kazakhstan, and 2 more banks are coming on the way. Also, as you know, our president initiated the opening of International Financial Center of Astana. And one of the key targets of this place is to develop Islamic finance in its area. Как вы знаете, в позапрошлом году президентом Республики Казахстан было инициировано, значит, создание Международного финансового центра Астаны, МФЦА, так называемый в городе. Это, скажем так, зона финансового, очень серьезных финансовых послаблений на территории города Астаны. И одно из стратегических направлений этого центра является как раз-таки развитие исламских финансов внутри себя. Probably you are aware of the fact that the Islamic finance is one of the rapidly growing sector of financial sector in the world. So it's not only presenting in Middle East or in somewhere, it's also actively developing in Western Europe. You may know that many Western banks are opening at least branches or Islamic windows in order to provide all specters of financial instruments, which is now getting more and more popular among the population. Как вы знаете, исламский финанс сейчас развивается довольно стремительно, и вообще, согласно одним из последних исследований, это, наверное, один из самых быстрорастущих финансовых сегментов, секторов, видов услуг в мире, и она развивается не только где-нибудь там в арабских странах, в Малайзии, в Индонезии, а также очень активно развивается в Европе, в западных странах. Многие крупные западные банки, так как Citigroup и так далее, открывают свои исламские так называемые окна или же исламские филиалы для того, чтобы оказать полный спектр финансовых услуг. Вообще, как бы, когда мы понимаем об исламских финансах, там на самом деле как бы религиозная часть, она уходит далеко на второй план, и мы говорим о природе финансовых отношений, то есть они больше даже некоторыми специалистами называются этическими финансами. So our company was founded in 2000 in Kazakhstan as a leasing company, as a private leasing company first. Then during its lifetime, it has different shareholders like International Oryx Group, IFC and other well-known companies around the globe. But in 2016, the new shareholders decided to convert the company into Islamic one. So beginning from 2017, it's now kind of Islamic leasing company in the beginning. But from the late 2017, the shareholder decided to make it more universal. So we are on our way to create a universal financial Islamic company, which is providing all available B2B and B2C Islamic financial services in Kazakhstan, probably in CIS region. В 2016 году, хотя компания была создана в 2000 году в качестве, возможно, первой частной лизинговой компании, в 2016 году, значит, акционерами было принято решение о конвертации этой компании в исламскую лизинговую компанию, после чего через, я так предполагаю, где-то месяцев 10 компания стала универсальной исламской финансовой компанией для того, чтобы оказывать полный спектр услуг для населения, то есть B2B, B2C. То есть мы говорим о, значит, B2B – это business-to-business, то есть для юридических лиц, для компаний, для бизнеса, что называется, and B2C – это business-to-customer, значит, то есть для частных физических лиц, то, что оказывает. So, to my Kazakhstani and Almaty colleagues, you may notice that for last maybe 3 or 2 months, you could see some, adverts of first Islamic banking cards in Kazakhstan issued by us. Я хотел вот к алматинским, значит, коллегам обратиться. Возможно, вы обратили внимание, что последние 2-3 месяца мы запустили активную рекламу на выпуск первых исламских банковских карт. Она вот во всех, значит, этих электронных медиабордах по всему городу крутится. И вы знаете, за последние 2 месяца мы показали очень интересные результаты по, во-первых, количеству выпускаемых карт, во-вторых, по остаткам и фактических оборотах по этим картам, что нас очень сильно удивило. A little bit more about International Financial Center of Astana. In my opinion, the universities like this, the main the grand universities of Kazakhstan and CIS should pay more attention to International Financial Center of Astana, because it's just launched. So you need to know that it's officially started just from January 2018. So probably you should be more integrated with them, because they are very lack of specialists, especially young specialists, and their HR service is just desperately wanting all new human resources. Давайте я много времени не буду занимать. С точки зрения бизнеса я скажу так, что любой бизнес в Казахстане, так как мы работаем с частным сектором, мы в реальном секторе, мы видим наших клиентов, и мы общаемся и с юридическими, и с физическими лицами. На самом деле большая стоит проблема – нехватка специалистов. Вот раз уж об этом речи, то есть интеграция высшего образования, специализированное экономическое высшее образование с бизнесом, да, с непосредственно корпоративным сектором, я скажу, что это очень большая проблема. С одной стороны, это такая немножко патовая ситуация, когда молодые выпускники не могут найти работу, да, и ходят, и у них там резюме на полстраницы. А с другой стороны, когда вот бизнес, вот, представителем которого я являюсь в том числе, мы не можем найти специалистов. Это очень большая проблема. И действительно, сегодняшний круглый стол и вот эта инициатива об интеграции ведущих вузов, может быть, даже мира, для интеграции с бизнесом, для того, чтобы была какая-то преемственность, что вот выпускается, принимается сразу, я считаю, это замечательно. Но, на мой взгляд, скажем, вовлечение выпускников в корпоративный сектор должно начаться немножко раньше, чем после выпуска. Наверное, там на уровне, может быть, 2-3 курсов, на регулярных каких-то основах, на договорных каких-то отношениях, потому что теория теории, да, я как бы всю жизнь сам отличник, поэтому понимаю, насколько важна теория, но вы не дадите соврать, что и практические навыки, особенно в финансовой сфере, где законы ежегодно меняются, обновляются, и надо быть, что называется, на волне, поэтому вот мы тоже как компания постоянно чувствуем нехватку кадров, и мы активно, например, участвуем в привлечении молодых студентов. У нас десятками проходит производственную практику, десятками проходит, причем у нас нет официальных договоров с какими-либо вузами или с каким-либо там отдельным учебным заведением и так далее. Мы принимаем всех, кто имеет, первое, значит, желание работать, второе, кто заинтересован, например, в нашей узкой стезе, как исламские финансы, в-третьих, кто хочет развиваться, увидеть что-то новое и так далее, да. Поэтому со своей стороны, будучи в правлении, значит, этой организации, я как бы официально заявляю, что мы очень заинтересованы в том, чтобы более глубоко интегрироваться и более глубоко общаться на тему человеческих ресурсов, на тему студентов, на тему их вовлечения в реальную работу и, значит, работать с выпускниками, особенно с теми, которые, там, скажем, ну, очень хорошо, отлично закончили вуз, то есть мы открыты. Спасибо.
Thank you very much, Duman, for your good information. Concerning the Islamic financial and the banks, for example, my university, we have a special courses. And even more, last year we have accepted one first grant from Islamic Bank for 250,000 for creation a new laboratory at the Al-Farabi University. This is very interesting. Al-Farabi University Research Laboratory, not here, but at the International Research Center in Karachi. Very well-known center, and we have our own laboratory, which was equipped by the financial support from Islamic Bank. So if you are looking for your staffs for your bank, please take a look for a graduate of Al-Farabi University. Now I would like to give the floor for a representative of our National Chamber of Entrepreneurial, Atamiken. This is a very important because this is one of goal of our project, how to give the skills which is open market is needed. For that purpose is very important, our deals with Atamiken. This is a national chamber of entrepreneurial, and now we are on the way when all our educational programs are discussing and correspondent with the needs of Atamiken. This is a really state very important goal. So let me give the floor to representative of Atamiken.
Добрый день, уважаемые гости и коллеги. Представлюсь от имени руководства Национальной палаты предпринимателей Атамикен. Рада приветствовать вас и выражаю вам благодарность за сегодняшнее приглашение. Меня зовут Айгуль Шагамбаева, я являюсь экспертом Палаты предпринимателей города Алматы. Хочу сказать, что в своем послании...
Sorry, let me translate, okay? Good day, dear partners. I'm from National Chamber of Entrepreneur. I'm expert of this organization. Good day, welcome to Almaty. My name is Aygul Шагамбаева, sorry.
Спасибо. Дело в том, что вот сейчас выступал у нас как раз, скажем так, работодатель. Я поддержку нашего выступления могу сказать, что да, действительно у нас на сегодня кадры – это является больная тема, наверное, всего Казахстана. Как отметил глава государства в своем январском послании, новые возможности развития в условиях 4-й промышленной революции для успешной навигации и адаптации в новом мире, человеческий капитал должен рассматриваться как основа модернизации.
Okay, I will try to translate it, okay? You know that for our countries, the staff and administrative and academic staff in university is the base for modern economics. And our president said that for modernization, we need to change our situation with staff.
На протяжении нескольких лет тесного сотрудничества работодателей с передовыми вузами страны мы, как Палата предпринимателей города Алматы, развивали следующие форматы работы. Участие в профориентационных мероприятиях, таких как ярмарка вакансий, дни открытых дверей, мастер-классы по поиску работы, организация презентаций предприятий в вузах и встреч со студентами на предприятиях, проведение лекций, практических мастер-классов через бизнес-тренеров Палаты предпринимателей города Алматы.
Our chambers is doing different activities with students and with universities in Kazakhstan. For example, different master classes, different conferences, different seminars with employers, and so on.
В целях создания системы обеспечения качества образования на основе национальной системы квалификации и развития инфраструктуры дуального обучения создана у нас в Казахстане, даже в Алматы, можно сказать, сеть из 9 учебно-методических кластеров подготовки, переподготовки, повышения квалификации и сертификации кадров.
Now, according to the activity for development of double diploma education in Kazakhstan, we develop 9 educational and methodological clusters and try to develop this activity in Kazakhstan.
В целях развития независимой отраслевой сертификации, квалификации специалистов создана сеть из 13 центров сертификации, вошедших в реестр НПП РК Атамикен.
We try to develop special network which collaborate university and business structure with special activity for universities and business and employers.
Данная модель организации эффективных и долгосрочных учебно-производственных связей позволяет для бизнеса обеспечить недостаток инвестиций, решать вопросы нехватки квалифицированных кадров, а также износа производственной инфраструктуры.
We try to collaborate university staff and employers to create new modern group for working in our country.
Долгое время мы шли к построению связи доверительных партнерских отношений работодателей с вузами, продолжая реализовывать стратегию выбора специалистов, а также программу корпоративной социальной ответственности. Мы совместно с работодателями планируем развивать отношения с высшей школой, расширяя географию покрытия и качество взаимодействия.
We try to develop connection university with business structure, and this is a basic aim of our organization today.
Мы понимаем стратегическую важность открытого диалога бизнеса с представителями высшего образования и готовы поддержать экспансию высших учебных заведений с единой целью – способствовать подготовке востребованных специалистов на всех доступных сегодня уровнях.
We try to help responsible of university for collaborate with entrepreneurship with employers because it's basic for our country now.
Конкретно по данному проекту я могу сказать, Национальная палата предпринимателей поддержит данный проект, окажет содействие в оказании помощи. Вот в части я записала, допустим, пункта 7.3 формирование кадрового портала. А также во второй части у вас будет обсуждение о создании центров предпринимательства. Я извиняюсь заранее, что не смогу быть во второй части, но даю слово, что здесь мы в данной именно части по созданию центров предпринимательства окажем свое содействие и поможем в открытии.
I'm very happy that I'm here because I want to help and we want to help and will support this project because, for example, activity 7.3 about organizing new stuff, we will try to help you with it. And what about second part of your project about organize centers of entrepreneurship in partner university? Sorry, I can't hear. I can't be here, but I will try to help you with develop this activity in different university.
Благодарю за внимание.
Thank you for your attention.
I would like to I would like to say that National Chamber of Entrepreneurs are our partners in, and I would like to highlight their role in creation of national qualification framework, and with joint cooperation with National Chamber of Entrepreneurs, Ministry of Education and higher education institutions are working on creation of educational programs, especially in describing what kind of skills each subject may create for in our students. So it's their role in this question is very important, because their partnership gives for our higher education institutions opportunity to connect with our business partners and to understand what the needs of market now and what employers want from our graduates. So I would like to say thank you for our partners from National Chamber of Entrepreneurs. Thank you.
Thank you. So according to our schedule, now should be break. But before that, maybe you have, but maybe you have some questions to the presenter.
First of all, I would like to, I apologize because I didn't know that there are representatives of the business community, because in the list there are no names. So I welcome Duman and Aygul on behalf of our national office, and I really appreciate that you shared your time coming here and telling us these facts about your organizations, and first of all, for your readiness to cooperate with the universities. Because I see that the first shortcoming of this project, even now, at the moment, is lack of this cooperation. And this is, strange, because the project itself is aimed at enhancing cooperation between universities and business. But even in the list of partners, there is only KASI, only one organization, which I cannot say that they are really business, because this is Kazakh Society of Engineering Education, which has been formalized, which has been, officially been recognized by as accreditation agency, and they are just, in the situation of becoming a strong organization. So this, in particular, this Atamiken, National Chamber of Entrepreneurs, is really a very good partner. And I think that the first thing that the project team, I don't know what about Eurasian National University, maybe you have also your own strong connections with Astana Chamber or branch of Atamiken or any other enterprises, because really this is I see that this is the shortcoming. And my question is maybe also to Enrique as well, because I see that for this work package, Kazakh National Al-Farabi University is responsible. But this is transfer of technologies and of information, of knowledge from the EU. And I think that Kaznu cannot do it on their own, be responsible for this package. And if from the very beginning, these organizations, these or other organizations, there are a lot of businesses. It is good that Islamic Bank has become, because this is the Faculty of Economics. Department of Economics is involved in this project at the Kazakh National Al-Farabi University, also a very good partner. But I wonder if they were involved in that analysis, if they articulated the needs that now they are emphasizing, needs and demands to the skills and knowledge of the future specialists, of the future graduates. This could be a valuable input from them, and this could be, a good deliverable. But at the moment, we see that these representatives of these organizations are just emphasizing they are ready to be together, but they are not yet together. And there is over 1 year has passed since the start of the project. I hope that, and I'm sure, I'm confident that maybe at Ruden, at Ariel University, you're from Samara University? Sorry, because I distributed my cards here and I didn't give my cards to you. So I hope that Russian universities have already established this kind of cooperation with their enterprises. But for Kazakh universities, I see that this is not the case. And if today we had a monitoring visit, certainly this could be emphasized as a very, very, well, big weakness of this project. So I wish, but I am happy, I am glad that you have at least started this work. You have started this work, and I would wish that, and I would wish you that this activity is strengthened, and you will take over this, to be on time, and you will not be lagging behind with this activity. Because without enterprises, this project has no sense at all. No sense at all, because I see that among the team members are only universities. Nobody from the enterprises. So what for this project is then? Why do we have this project? So Enrique, I think that University of Santiago de Compostela and other European partners should maybe take more initiative in improving this situation. And we still have time. And once the project has started with some delay, maybe Kaznu will contact IAKIA asking for, extension, project extension for a certain period. But I think that the main weakness is this lack of cooperation with the world of business. Okay? So this is, now I'm not making a conclusion, because maybe in the second part you'll have more, maybe from Russian universities we'll hear more best practices, and I'm sure that the project will be successful, because it is not yet late. And thank you. I would like to thank the team that at least this cooperation has started. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sajida, for that good recommendations. I think everyone understands that involving Atomic to our project will enhance our projects, and we will try all our best. And maybe we'll make write a special letter to European office, and if all our partners will be agreed, maybe we will welcome Atomic to our project, because it's really very important, especially for my country. So we will think about that.
Islamic Bank as well?
The Islamic Bank also there. And now tea is waiting us, but after that we will have time to make a discussion. Is it okay? So, time break, coffee break at the neighbor room. So, dear participants, let's start our second part of our meeting. So now, according to our schedule, Enrique, the floor yours.
Thank you very much. Allow me my first words to say thank you for the great welcome we are having. Thank you very much. We are very glad to be here again in Kazakhstan. Concerning my part, I have to report from the University of Santiago de Compostela that we organized a training session that was in November, from the 27th to the 28th. We managed to have inter-coaching activity with another project, which is Unison, also university from Kazakhstan, Russia, and Uzbekistan. So, which at the end of the day were not only the training on for the participants from this project, that they had the opportunity to network with another 30 people from other universities. The content of the training were based on the entrepreneurial ecosystem that we have in Spain. Secondly, we devoted the time to how to develop a successful entrepreneurial program within a university. The common mistakes in the creation of spin-off companies. Then the university venture capital and the best practice we have, because we have a very, very famous Unirisco enterprise. There was another session about intellectual property. Then a roundtable looking for partnerships, networking within the participants on the project. Then another session about the business creation from the entrepreneur point of view, right? There was that view from the businessman to the university trainer, and then the research results in the applicable applied research within the enterprise. That is product and services from spin-off companies. Then there was a visit to spin-off companies at incubator phase, and to the research centers in which we deal with applied products. Then we send the trainees to our second campus in Lugo, which is 90 kilometers away from Santiago, in which they were presented the Earth campus, the excellent Earth campus, but which is a campus research based on Earth science and products. Then the Center for Technological Development of Milk sector. And then there was another a visit to detect best practice in the creation of spin-off companies to Innolact, which is a company on the milk sector. And some of the people here were in the training. We produced some questionnaires about the training evaluation form. We only have 4 answers so far, even though we have people from here, from Samara, from Russia, and from Eurasia University, if I remember correctly. We expecting the rest of the training evaluation forms, but so far what we see is that the objectives of the training, according to the reports we have, were clearly defined. The participation were encouraged, topics covered, the content were organized and helpful, and well, basically the main comment is that the training was great and nothing to improve. But to repeat it. And that's all for the training. I don't know if
Maybe
we have a trainee here. You can share your experience about the training in Santiago.
About my training, it was very good in your university. Thank you very much. You told for us about spin-off company and the finance of spin-off company, and you choose all practice in enterprises, another city. Yes, thank you very much.
The idea of the training was double. As there were some problems at the beginning, we have to use part of the training sessions that at the end, the result of the end was really good for the reports we have, in terms of adding the business perspective from businessmen towards the trainees, and to expose the trainees to possible new professional contacts with other universities. That created a unique ecosystem during the 3 days of the training, in which they can actually share their international perspectives between not only between the professors and other trainees within this project, but also with other universities. So it was very rich in that sense, right? But we try to keep, though we are quite strong in the field of spin-off companies, incubators, etc. We only try to concentrate ourselves in exposing the businessman perspective, because we understand that was the important issue for the university. Sometimes no, I mean, it's kind of common that universities are back to the reality, right? We teach, we do research, but the world advances faster than we do within the universities, and the perspective from the real world, from the real businessmen, for us, it's really important. So thank you very much.
I have you are Nursultan? Yeah, I have a question to you, Nursultan. So you attended that kind of training. So what was the follow-up after the training, and how the situation has changed after the training? And the training took place, I missed November. So there was some time.
After training, we did seminars in our university for all our teachers about experience in Spain, especially about spin-off company, yes, and financing spin-off company, and how they organize spin-off company in this university. We tell about that.
You like most of all that's the idea of spin-off company, but yes. Your role, I understood that you are in charge of the working group in your university, responsible for bringing closer business and universities.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So there was some experience, I guess, that you could learn from. So you didn't suggest any changes in this regard, because the weakness of this present project is that there's no cooperation between business and university. So what was the follow-up in this regard?
For this, we invited our partners from business, and we told about that for them and for our teachers, and they, I think, it was good for these partners.
My final question. So, Nursultan, you should be more proactive. You cannot just invite enterprises and tell them. You have to involve them in the activity of the project. You, if you need more training, so did you fill that form, evaluation form? If you need more training, you should put forward your suggestions that, you know, this is not enough. And maybe it was just informative training. Maybe you needed more practical training, because what remains after the project completion is what you learned, your capacity. But in this case, I don't see what was the practical output of your training? So you saw, you came, you shared the information, but what was practically implemented to change the situation in the project? I think you should be more, you know, not only practical, but more, you should feel ownership of the project. Because, you know, this is a new generation of the projects. And what I'm saying now is not related only to Nur-Sultan. The university, in particular the coordinating university, should feel ownership of the project results. Here I see another weakness. Sorry for maybe telling these unpleasant things now, but I see the disintegration of partners. So each partner is not feeling a part of the team and is not, maybe I'm mistaken, you'll correct me, but I see that the partners are disintegrated. So Santiago de Compostela just demonstrated some best practices, and that's it. But where is the follow-up then? And what is the output? What are the actual changes taking place at the level of partner universities? I don't see this output. So Nur-Sultan, you should be more active, and you should feel ownership. Because this is not a matter that you will be paying penalties if the project is not successful. I think this is not the main point, though there is a rule. But what is the main point is that if the project does not achieve the objectives that were set up, then what for this project is? What for is the prestige of these universities? Two major universities, Eurasian. At the Eurasian, I see the team is changing and changing. Where is the institutional ownership of the project? So I would say that there is some kind of disappointment, and maybe the second this weakness, I see this disintegration of the partners. And Shulpan Abdurazakovna, maybe you have to I don't know what about Russian universities. Maybe the situation is excellent there. I cannot say for Russian universities, but for our two Kazakh universities, I see there are some problems. Still, they can be improved. The situation can be improved. But if you don't feel this kind of ownership, responsibility for the project results, well, this is not a matter that you went there, you came. It's interesting to go to Santiago de Compostela, ancient city, a lot of, you know, touristic attractions. But your purpose was to learn something, to bring here and to make some changes here. So please, the Kazakh teams should be more responsible, and they should feel that this is also the prestige of the university. This is the project that is coordinated by the Kazakh National Al-Farabi University. So Nur-Sultan, you have to mobilize your team and to involve those enterprises, and not just lip service that you invite them, you tell them, but you have to teach them how to be really involved in this cooperation. And if you feel that you need some training, you have to bother your European partners. Please, this is not enough. We need this kind of training. A lot of webinar opportunities. You have your platform. You have to bother them. You should not leave them in, you know, in this piece that if you do not bother, they are happy. They don't need because their funding is there, and if you don't ask them for any assistance, they would think that you are happy, you have enough. But you have to articulate and you have to clearly formulate what you need. I see that training is not enough, and maybe the training was not practical enough, because maybe you didn't get the responses to the questions that you had. But the actual output of the training is that you feel enough equipped with knowledge and skills that you can then translate into the activity of the project at the institutional level. So if I'm not right, you will correct. I see that Enrique is ready to do so, but I would convey this message to you. Please be active. Otherwise, I see many problems here.
We will do it in the future.
Well, in Santiago, we are ready to do any training is needed. We only knew about the situation. It was mid-October or late October, and we organized the training in a month, which was kind of a record. But the issue is that, and I miss here the other European countries. It's France and Greece. It's also in the project, and that they're not here. Hungary it is, but I mean, there's 4 European countries, not only me.
Yes, I know. That's why I mentioned that there is disintegration of partners.
I can do wherever is needed, but, not alone.
Нам они рассказывали свой опыт, да, в Испании, но знаете, что вот спин-офф компании, как они открывают, как они сотрудничают с компаниями, да, но тут идет речь о том, что их государство поддерживает. Ну, да, поэтому я не могу об этом им сказать, что...
I'm sorry, but I don't want to turn this your coordination meeting into monitoring visit meeting. That's why I would like to wish you success. I would like to call upon our universities, be more proactive, take more initiative, be more demanding, and learn as much as possible while there is funding within the project. And maybe, well, some ideas that we exchanged during the coffee break, maybe they can be turned into some practical steps. And I'm optimistic still. I hope that the project will still be successful, and the Kazakh teams will learn more and will be able to achieve the project objectives. And they will be able to offer some tools, some innovative instruments for establishing and enhancing cooperation between the enterprises and the universities. And I would wish good luck to all of you. Looking forward to meet you during the monitoring visit. And I hope that during the monitoring visit, you'll be able to share with us best practices that the situation has improved. And I gave some pieces of advice to Shulpan Abdrazakovna concerning the budget. Maybe there can be, again, some requests to the IAKIA concerning the budget, reallocation of responsibilities, because maybe, well, these enterprises also need to be involved, and there should be some resources for them as well. But this is up to you. We never interfere in the internal affairs of the projects. This is not our issue. This is your project, and you can do what you think is better for the project. We are just as a point of view from the outside. If you accept our point of view, it's, well, it's okay. If you don't accept but find other solutions, it's okay as well. So good luck to you, and see you somewhere, maybe during the monitoring visit. Maybe there will be a joint monitoring visit at Ruden or Ariol or in Samara. We'll be happy to join. Thank you very much. We are sorry we have another meeting. Would like to say thank you and bye-bye.
Thank you very much for your coming. Thank you very much for your advices and the recommendations. Да?
Спасибо вам большое.
Thank you. Thank you.
Да? То, что мы не успели раздать.
Да. Раздать. So let's continue. I think everybody who's sitting here understands that it's very complicated to connect industry and the university, because both of that part of that system was developed separately. And if you would like to overlap the activity of that two parts, of course, it needs a lot of changes from the side of industry and from the side of the university. And every training courses which have been useful, not just from the point of immediately apply the knowledge. First, we need to collect some theoretical knowledge, and then that knowledge could be transformed for applying way. And I'm sure that the participants from my university use this knowledge accepting from the Spain university and included it to the lectures, because we have a entrepreneurial study. And of course, it's very important to say that at the space, we know that such kind of approach for solving that problem. So in any way, any training is useful, because of course from the view of project, we need immediately to use it in practice, which is impossible. But anyway, to take a look, what is a spin-off company, because it's a new term for us. What it means? We just know about startup company and how startup could be transformed to the spin-off, and how spin-off made the impact to the educational program at the university. It's also another very complicated procedure, and it's not come immediately during 2 or 3 years. But anyway, we need to sharing our experience. And let's continue our talk. Let me give the next floor to representative from the University of Hungary, our friend Thomas.
First of all, thank you so much for the kind invitation. And this is my first time in Kazakhstan, so thank you so much. Dear Mr. Vice Rector, dear representatives of the ministry, and dear all. Firstly, thank you so much. Firstly, about our role in this project. We have seen Chopin has shown us every small steps and details about where we are involved. Thank you. There was one point in the morning where I want to say some details, and may I have 2 minutes more maybe for that. There was a question regarding the Chamber of Commerce and Industry. And in Hungary, we don't have a very lucky situation with that. And what has been said that, okay, there is a need for the communication, for the implementation, for the cooperation between the Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the higher educational institutes. Yes, we feel it also in Hungary, and it might be also very useful for this program too, where we are not satisfied with our regulation. And in Hungary, the Chamber of Commerce and Industry supports only the secondary level education. And we feel the higher education sector, we feel that we are a bit of neglected, and we are not very welcome in the Hungarian education to business relations. Of course, we have emphasis on that technological universities, where the technical, industrial and engineering innovations they are supported. But many companies and organizations, they need lawyers, economists, and other experts too, and they seek for that. But from the side of the Hungarian government and Chamber of Commerce, we are not so well supported. And we try to do a slight push now on the leading people, on the president. His wife has a PhD degree from my faculty in Sopron. He is also from the neighborhood from Sopron, the president of Chamber of Commerce, that you should see that those companies cannot develop, cannot have the good business to education contracts and cooperations without supporting all those university faculties where not engineering or not innovation is on the field. And that is my disappointment with this story. And I will write a small presentation for the Chamber of Commerce on these issues what were handled here. Sorry for my 2 extra minutes here. Then about the analytical research on benchmark of national legislation in EU countries with regard to high collaboration with business. There was a training meeting in the middle of November in Sopron, where we have shown with my colleagues, my business partners or some of the business partners, what we have, what we can have. And I'm sorry that my colleague Judith Hegedűs cannot be here. She has temperatura. She's sick now, and that's why she's not here. I'm a bit neglected in this project because she had to prepare some PPTs for that. My PPT is ready for the presentation also. What we have. This analytical research is covering issues about legislation, about law and higher education, and about possibilities and drivers for the universities. And also, I'm very concerned about that universities, together with business, with enterprises, with entrepreneurship, they should have common points and common drivers. We made research on that, on which European projects or university projects, not European, but university projects handle this topic. We have found that there are some materials where we are very agreed with the structure, and there are some points where we have differences regarding to our goals and our points. Okay, on the homepage of the European Union's Commission, you will find on education and training this side of university business cooperations. It is a brief description about what is the common situation, what can have universities, and so on and so on. I won't read it and I won't tell it from word to word. Everybody can read it from the homepage. Okay. This is what has been written only. It's copycat. Yeah. The next slide is a co-Hungarian. Okay, it's a co-Hungarian solution for universities. It's High Innovate is a self-assessment tool designed to provide universities with advices, ideas, and so on. And it's a partnership with, in between the OECD countries. OECD helps the universities to find those ideas, those areas where they have to change. And there are some very good points where we can have start for that. You can have my presentation with the sources and links, of course. I can send it to everybody. Next one. At the factor level, it's a common European idea I have searched and looked at many homepages and university IDPs. These IDPs, we call IDPs in Europe institutional development plans, where are the benefits, the drivers, the barriers, and the situational factors. I will call the two middle factors, the drivers and the barriers, what are the most important for our analytical research between business and universities. Which are the so-called relationship drivers? Of course, it should be a win-win situation for universities and for enterprises too, and there we should find some points where the universities are involved. The barriers relating to usability of results, what the coordinator of the Erasmus cooperations said here too, there are the possibilities, but if we only implement them in our institutional development plans, they are only plans. We cannot implement them in the real educational programs and so on. That means educational programs based on common goals and how to dismantle those barriers of the higher educational institutes. And there we come at the second point, the organizational barriers. What are the laws? What are the legislational processes? And there you will see many publications on that. I collected it on some other slide. I will show these 14 countries where there are some statistical data what we can use or what we have used already. Common things or common goals. There should be set a bunch of questions according to higher educations and to enterprises. What are your drivers and barriers to cooperate? And if the legislation is a high point, I have some publications on that from 2011 and 12, where one of the highest barrier was for many higher educational institutes, the legislation that they cannot start for-profit organizations, entrepreneurships. And now, in many countries, since 2011, there are possibilities. For example, in my country, in Hungary, 2016, the law was changed in favor of the universities that they are able now to start for-profit organizations too, and that shows into the change to a win-win situation. Because if there is no interest for the universities, it means a lot of work, maybe for some people a bit higher salary, but for the whole university, there is no win of the situation. And this goal to have for-profit organizations is one of the barriers or the points where this situation should be analyzed. Next one. Okay, there are some sources for the barriers. Jump. Okay, I have told these points already. At the training in Sopron, we have been discussing many opportunities between universities and enterprises, organizations, business. And for the universities, which are those points which are obliged educational programs, and which are those points where you are interested in, you can make some profits and you can base your operation on that money too. And there are some drivers and some business drivers also for the universities. Next one. Okay, just there was too much jumps. Too many jumps. Country reports. That is what I've been speaking about. There are 14 countries where country-level reports have been done about university business corporations. That is abbreviated in UBC, as you see on the header. These reports are saying that many of the countries have made researches, public researches, only on questionnaires. I don't feel, and this would take the whole research or whole project on the wrong way, if we would do only questionnaires and surveys that wouldn't show anything for our project. What we have seen and what my colleague has started to do, and that's why I'm a bit upset that she's not here, to see in the legislation, national legislation, if what is allowed, what is obliged for the universities, and what is on purpose. That means on the legislations, what is the motivation, what is the purpose, the main idea why the university should work together with business, and also why are we doing international projects, and why this any other project can also help the universities in the future. I would say that this analytical research, where the file, the general file, 6 or 7 pages is already finished, and it's now I think generally okay, but we need some more researches, and that's why I'm a bit upset that my colleague is not here, that deep in the legislation there should be 2 or 3 more pages in our report where those programs, where we have already some country reports. We have very good partners. We are at the Hungary, as you probably know, Sopron is at the Hungarian-Austrian border. We have very close relations to Slovakia, to Austria, and so on, and we will cooperate in this English, because not every country has its higher educational legislation in English to Hungarian. Law is also not to be found in English, unluckily. Only part of the legislation is to be found in English. And that's why we need some 2 or 3 more pages to write on the report. And spasibo.
Questions. Thank you very much, Thomas, for very nice presentation. Do you have a question?
Question, because I represent Ministry of Education, and that's why your information was very interesting for me. I would like just give a suggestion, because you know your research and your report will help to, I don't know about Russian universities, but certainly the Kazakh universities, especially for ministry, to understand, to see another view about how European countries, what kind of legislation they have, and how they solve this problem, integration, high education with business. So we need to understand how we can adapt your research and make a change in our country to help in cooperation of our universities with business. So I know a bit about English legislation. So they have, for example, tax preference
Yes.
that help universities to invite business in their education program. So, but I don't know about European countries' legislation. I mean, continental European countries. So, in this point, could you highlight and focus in your research in these issues, so we can take it and make some change and adapt, and in order to help to our universities and engage our business partners in education system.
Okay, thank you for your comment. It's very good because you turned the whole idea. I look from the point of view of the universities, and you look from the point of view of the enterprises, and what are the drivers, what I have shown here on the idea. Yeah, we'll show it in the report.
Because I had friends from UK, so I asked how they, I mean colleagues from Ministry of Education in UK, so I asked how they create cooperation with business. So they said that first of all, we need to think about legislation system. So without changing our legislation system or putting something new that might help for business to be engaged in the education system, it's impossible. So we need to think about not only from our point of view as higher education system, but also from point of view of our business partners, to know what they want from us and what we can ask from them. And I think that everything must start from legislation. We can't do anything. Especially in our country, I don't know about other, because we have state universities. So they're all activity based on legislation. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you. We'll go on that way too, on the report.
Just to make sure that we can get contribution and something from your research, not just research for research. We need,
not large, but
So you are already developed country, so we need to experience of our European partners to understand how you are doing that and to adapt it in our country. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Need we connect? And before that, I would like to mention it's very important if the three components which is responsible for social and economical development, it means state, industry, and the university will work together. And of course, from that point of view, the state should make some laws, legislations for that purposes. And as for university and the business, now our presenter very clear explain us the driver, what is good for business and good for university. But these two players are working just in the environmental legislation. And now in our country, we start to think about that, how to make possible to connect more close. For example, just one example, our universities do not have enough academical freedom to be very open to industry. For that purposes, now we are looking from the modern point of view how to give that freedom to universities. Now we are waiting a new law on education in which the university will have more opportunity to collaborate with industry, with a partner from foreign overseas organizations to organize joint venture with business. So without such kind of legislation, it's impossible to do something. So it's very important, and thank you for Thomas. We need to put some in our report, several pages dealing importance of legislation. Yeah, thank you so much. So now we are waiting we are using our IT possibility, and now Greece will be connected with us. So,
hello, can you hear me?
So,
can you hear me?
So, Dora, are you listening us?
Yes, I'm listening. Can you listen to me?
Yes, everything is okay now, please. It's so nice that you're with us.
Thank you very much for the kind invitation. I'm really sorry and I apologize that I was not able to visit Kazakhstan this time. I really hope that I have another chance because I had an accident some weeks before and I was not able to come. I hurt my arm and my leg as well, so it was not that easy. But I was during the whole morning, early morning, and I have listened to everything that was mentioned up to now. So from our side, I have prepared a presentation regarding what we do in order to connect business and education in our university. These are also typical guidelines, let's say, approach to Europe. And I have based my presentation in 4 different pillars. Actually, I'm not sure I'm able to share my screen, but I want to share.
Excuse me, Laura. Could you use your headphones, please?
Yes, I can.
Thank you.
Sure. Just give me a minute. So now it's better for you. Hope you can hear me, okay? Great. So I'm moving on to my presentation. And actually, before starting with this, I want to tell some things regarding our university, given that you have not visited yet. But of course, we will we would like to invite you for the preparation and the whole educational seminar. We can discuss this later as well. So our university is a typical business university in Greece, and we are actually working on 8 departments in 3 different schools. These are dealing with technology, economics, and business. And actually, we have 29 full-time and part-time masters, apart from the 8 departments that we have in our university. We have in total 11,000 students, 8,000 of them are undergraduate, and 200 residency faculty. So what we are doing actually regarding entrepreneurship and the whole connection between business and education, entrepreneurial education, has around 15-year history, let's say. We started from 2000 more or less, and we had some courses on entrepreneurship in our university. And then we tried to incorporate some more things, for example, contests and other programs or institutions that were dealing with entrepreneurship and business development to our students. Actually, our organizational structure is based on this, and this is something that I want to share with you. And this is dealing with the whole planning that our university has regarding entrepreneurship. So we are focusing on 4 different strategic pillars. And these are the entrepreneurial education and awareness that I mentioned before. The second is dealing with the team development and startup incubation, because we have an entrepreneurial center in our university, we have an incubator, and we are trying to focus on supporting our students, and not only, we're open to actually to the whole environment here in Greece, to support them to create their own businesses. We are trying to create collaborations and international networking among startups, students, and business. So we are trying to actually connect our students to bigger business organizations, and so. And of course, we are trying actually to exploit the research results that we are having in our university. So we try either results that are coming from projects or, for example, from other, let's say, initiatives or labs in our university. We are trying to assist and help actually our students and postdoc researchers to exploit the results and make them come to market. So actually, as most of Europe and the USA, because in autumn now I was in the United States in a certain trip regarding the whole issue of entrepreneurship and development within the educational system. This is more or less how everything works. So 4 different pillars: the education that we can provide from the lessons and the curricula of our universities, the team development, and the collaborations and the networking with businesses together with the research exploitation. So regarding the first pillar, what we have done so far and what we have found in the literature, let's say, is mainly focusing on some issues. First of all, of course, it comes with the lessons, the courses, and the curricula of the different universities. So, for example, in our university, we try to have different courses that are trying to build entrepreneurial skills and business skills to our students. For example, we have courses regarding idea generation, new product design, and personal and team development in order to help them and get them ready to enter the market. Apart from that, we try to create new innovative programs regarding entrepreneurship. For example, in our university, we have a youth entrepreneurship summer school for high school students every June and July, and we invite students from 16 to 18 years old to join it and try to create their own business in 5 weeks, let's say. Apart from that, we have specialized and dedicated programs in entrepreneurship and innovation. And of course, we have an innovation entrepreneurship specialization in one of our MBA programs for the students that want to focus on this direction. Apart from that, what else can be done in this domain is related to the continuous training programs for the community, actually, because it's not only that you can have lessons in undergraduate level and related courses in MBAs or specified programs, but you have to offer to the community the possibility to try and understand how the entrepreneurial system works and how you can support these actions after, let's say, the typical educational programs. So, for example, we are trying to have social entrepreneurship schools or boot camps for people that want to become entrepreneurs and want feedback and mentoring in their ideas. We try to manage and develop sustainable startups in our incubator, and we try, of course, to help and actually learn to how you can design innovative applications, products, and of course, we try to organize entrepreneurship seminar for researchers because this is a difficult, let's say, target audience. Researchers don't understand quite often what they have in their hands and how could, for example, this be exploited. So we are trying to design some entrepreneurship seminars in order to help them understand the value and provide them with the feedback that they need. Apart from that, what also helps is certain contests, for example, entrepreneurial contests. We run one the last 11 years that are trying to make people think about certain ideas and try to formulate startups, let's say, and try to transform their ideas into business ventures. So we, for example, offer such contests, And of course, this is not only the contest, but these go together with a development process that most of the times has a duration of a lot of months. For example, the most successful program that we have is called Innovation, with an E, not an I, because it is related to electronic and digital innovation. And it is a 10-month program and ends up to a contest. Now that I have actually said what most universities do in this field, in the field of the curriculum and the course development, now I'm moving on to my second pillar, which is actually related to what we can do regarding the team development and the startup incubation in a university. Given actually that the aim of the project is to try to create some entrepreneurship centers in the universities of Russia and Kazakhstan. And we have one in our university, and of course, given that when we started that, we were trying to identify how we can do this, and we were having some research on how other university incubators work. Now I could share, for example, how this team development and startup incubation works and how we can proceed, of course, during the whole project. In our case, we are working on this incubation center the last 4 years. It was 4 years ago that we started. And now we have supported more than 100 startups during the last 4 years. We had some hundreds of participants and some around 80 experts and mentors that we are collaborating with. They are people from the market that they are other experts on certain fields, for example, lawyers or designers, or mentors that have experience in the market and want to share their experience with younger people that are starting their own businesses. Most of the incubation process that you will follow and you will actually meet during this research, and what we also follow, are three-staged. So we have a bigger stage one, let's say, that is dealing with the ideation and the concept and screening. So when a startup or a team comes to our incubator, we have the first stage where they have to identify their idea, write down their concept, let's say, and screen what exists already in the market, something like a first market analysis. And of course, you have to create a team. The second stage deals with the prototyping and business development. So if you want to start your own idea, you have done your market research, then you go to your prototyping and business development. You try actually both the technical and business sides. And then you move on to the third stage, where you are trying to have the launch preparation and the launching itself together with the scaling. So then we provide them, for example, with tools and mentoring sessions in order to help them go to the market and scale their own businesses. Up to now, we have some great results. And actually, this period in Greece, there are some funds operating, and they are supported by the European Bank and the European Investment Fund. And they are trying to find the right startups, and most of them are either in the university incubators or they are researchers that could transform, let's say, their research into a business product and a business venture. So the research commercialization process is something that is actually very important for us as well, and we try to do it as much as we can. It is not the easiest point. Actually, I could say it's one of the hardest points because you have, for example, to start with a technology maturity assessment. You have to understand whether the technology itself is mature enough to go to the market. The business model maturity. So if the business model is mature, because most of the times researchers have their own technologies, are able to go to the market with what they are actually building, but they don't understand the business model behind this invention. They don't understand how they could transform this into a successful business venture. And of course, then they have to define the functional value that they could work on, define their business plan, the exploitation strategy, and of course, focus on the intellectual property rights and licensing and things like that. Up to now, what most of the universities in Europe do, and what we also do as well, is they are trying some matching events, let's say, we call them match and develop events, where we actually make some attempts to, let's say, help and bring in contact people that have business ideas and people that are in the technical domain. Apart from that, we then match them and we assist them in building their own enterprises. What actually is another trend during the last years across the world, and what is become very, very hot, let's say, is open innovation. What we can do is actually related to the collaboration between startups and bigger corporate environments, sometimes with the assistance of an incubation or a university itself. And then the idea is that there are bigger corporations that have certain needs, and they want actually to bring ideas, new ideas into the market, and so, but they are not able to do so. So they are, for example, organizing some contests or some open calls, let's say, to help them, let's say, to relate them with startups and bring them in contact. But then a university incubator could provide, for example, some more input on this, could link them to startups, link them to younger students, and these have two positive sides. The first one is related to the corporate environment that finds the solutions that it wants, and the other side, of course, is related to the startups or the younger students that are working behind certain ideas, and the link between them. So both sides have the, let's say, the ability to work behind this. And this is something that we are focusing during the last 3 years, and we have made, let's say, we have implemented some projects on this with the Athens International Airport, Insurance Market and Inter-American, one of the biggest insurance organizations in Greece, which is a part of ACMIA, the Deutsche insurance firm, with a bigger fintech organization and one telecommunications company in Greece. Moving on to my third pillar, because actually I'm looking at the time and I'm speaking more than I was planned. Moving on to our third pillar, what we could actually examine is the collaborations and the international networking. This project, of course, is a part of this collaboration, and we can exchange ideas. So, for example, we could also search for collaboration, and we could also try to speak not only with other universities in other countries, but also with stakeholders in the entrepreneurial system, organizations that are working behind this, and create some initiatives, create some kinds of contacts and collaborations behind it. We are trying to do this either vertically or horizontally, meaning that either we can create some initiatives in a domain. For example, let's say that we are working behind the ICT or tourism, and we want to create such an initiative in tourism and bring a bigger organization that is related to tourism, for example, a big airline and the university together, and then the one can support the other. For example, the airline can support students and startups to understand how the tourism works, and the opposite, of course. The startups can give to the airline new ideas and freshen their environment, let's say, and of course participate in the entrepreneurial ecosystem in our country, see what others in our country do and our countries in general across the consortium, and try to actually exchange ideas and formulate them in our universities. What we have done in our university during the last 3 years, we had another European project. It was not an Erasmus+, but it was an Horizon 2020 project. And this was trying to create an international virtual accelerator. So we were having an open call for students around Europe. The program was called EU Excel. We were having an open call around Europe, and we were searching for students and young entrepreneurs. And then we were forming teams with them and trying to support them virtually, because the teams were international. For example, one could be from Greece, the other first from Spain, the third from Germany, let's say, etc. And we were 6 partner universities trying to do this. And this was actually a great success. Although it was a virtual program, we had, of course, some physical meetings, but most of it was a virtual program. It had a great success, and a lot of startups still work together. So what I could say is that a simple curriculum with certain steps that, of course, I can share with you on how you can work on startups, entrepreneurship, and things like that, and how you can develop your own business is very useful to students, given that they don't have what to do. For example, in Greece, given that we have the financial crisis during the last decade, the unemployment rate for young people is more than 50 or 60%. In general, it's around 25% now, but for younger people, it's 50 for young graduates. And although the previous years they were trying to focus on finding a job, let's say in a big organization or in the public sector, now they have changed their minds. And they are trying to focus on creating their own businesses because they don't see the value in working for other organizations. It's not that easy to find such a job. So they have turned their minds and their mindset, actually, in general, and they try to form their own businesses. So we are trying to promote this kind of initiatives, let's say, and both internationally and, of course, in a national level. We are trying to have career days, link them to the industry, and so. And last but not least, the 4th pillar I wanted to mention, and is dealing with technology transfer and research. We have to focus both on research in our countries, on entrepreneurship itself, and of course on trying to transfer this kind of research to the business environment. So, for example, we can build certain programs that help people, researchers, understand the business value behind their products, behind their inventions, and actually support them in creating the business value and the business model behind this. Of course, other types of collaborations with bigger organizations and so could support it. And last point, what we have to think about is the financial stability of all these things. For example, in our university, we created the incubator 4 years before, and it was funded by the municipality of Athens. We had the public funded source back then. Then it was over, and now we are funding our incubator, not from our university's money, let's say, but from open innovation programs that we organize together with big corporates and with the market in general. So we try actually to work behind it and build a certain environment and a certain way of financing our own programs and be able to support our universities. So more or less, this is what I had to say. Of course, I can send the presentation to all of you to have it. I don't know if there are any questions. I would be very happy to answer to them.
So thank you very much, Dora. Please, questions.
Good afternoon, everyone, and good morning, dear Theodora. I'm a representative of Kazakh National University. We're very glad that you joined us today. Thank you very much for your very interesting presentation. As you know, the second point of the first work package is a short peer-to-peer learning. in European countries. So I'm happy that you mentioned it, because to complete this part, we need to visit your university in the near future. So my question is, when exactly are you planning to organize this training for us? And could you tell us some approximate dates? Thank you.
Yes, of course. Actually, we have discussed this internally, and we have prepared also today curriculum up to now. It's not finalized, of course, given that the dates are not finalized, but we have created most part of the curriculum. We would be very happy to have you, for example, early March, but I don't know what about the dates. I mean, I don't know how your schedule is. And this is something that we could discuss now. For example, the first weeks of March are very good to us. I mean, 2 weeks from now or so. So we can discuss it now, and given to your availability, we can fix it. I mean, we can fix it as well.
I'm afraid the early weeks of March is not suitable for us, because we need to prepare a visa to visit your country. So if other countries like Russia have any suggestions about the dates of visit to Greece, please.
Yes, I don't know how long this process is actually, so just let me know how long it will take. For example, maybe mid-March or end of March also works for us.
Or we can discuss it here among other partners and contact you to inform you about dates suitable for all of us, probably. That.
Of course, if you give me, for example, yes, I agree personally. And if you give me, for example, 1 or 2 alternatives, it will be fine for us. I mean, we're quite flexible.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Questions? From the side, someone?
If there are no questions, I'll stay with you. I mean, during the whole meeting, so I'll be able to.
Dora, thank you so much, because you described in detail all the aspects of complicated relations between university and the industry. So now in Almaty we have a lunchtime, so you maybe had a
great
breakfast.
Yes, I have breakfast. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So now we are in a communication. Our bus is waiting us, and now we'll go to have a lunch. It's 3 minutes by car. Okay.